Good morning, friends. So I'm doing something a little bit different today. Usually I do like a quick routine for you guys, a makeup look and then edit and put on some music to it and all of that, but I wanted to do something different today. I already basically pretty much have my eyes done, my brows are done, but I wanted to go over my foundation routine. Now, for those of you that have been following for a while, you know that I have oily skin in the T-zone. So I wanted to go over the tips and tricks I've learned, the things that work well to combat my oil and everything like that. Now, this may be too much for some of you, but it works for me. And so I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to break everything down for you. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go in with my mattifying face primer. Okay, you guys know that this is like a go-to all the time, every day. Even if it is a simple makeup look, I go in with this mattifying face primer. So I put one pump, I put it in my fingertips, and I'm really going to focus it right here in this T-zone. You guys, I'm going to have to be careful not to mess up my brows. But I focus it right here in this T-zone area. Now, I have super sensitive skin when it comes to touching. You're going to notice my skin gets so red. Look how red it's getting. So I kind of let it settle down for a second after I mess with it, okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go in with the all-nighter setting spray before foundation, okay? And I just dropped my lid. So I'm going to go in with the all-nighter setting spray. I'm going to spray this all over, okay? So we're going to spritz and then let it dry. You're going to feel it really mattifying your face. You're really going to feel it like sucking everything just away, taking oil away, all of it. And I love that feeling, especially because I'm oily, so I know that it's working, okay? Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my stick foundation. Now, I do this routine, especially when I do a stick, when I use a stick foundation, because this is a cream foundation. And so cream foundations usually don't go hand in hand with oily skin, but if you use them right and you use the correct setting sprays and primers and things like that, then you're going to be able to use them, okay? So we're going to go in with my stick foundation. This is in the shade Tulle. Now, if you notice, I'm not really putting it up in here underneath the eyes. Now, reason is because I'm going to go in with some concealer, which I forgot. You guys! Oh my gosh, so bear with me. Okay, I would have probably just like stopped and restarted this video because I forgot this, but I can't. I have this on now, okay? So we're going to blend this out. I am using the Kabuki brush, and this is a unique Kabuki brush. The stick foundation is very full coverage, but it is pretty lightweight, so you're not really going to feel it loading up and piling up on your skin, okay? Now, I'm going to blend everything out. Something that I have learned, I just closed off my pores, right? I just sealed them off with the primer. I just sealed them off with the setting spray. I don't want to wake them up. I don't want to open them up, wake them up, whatever you want to call it. I don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do is when I do my foundation routine, I try and pat everything in, because when you start to do circular motions, it starts to open up those pores and it's not good. So we're just going to pat this literally all over. Just a fun little secret, I guess not secret, but just like something that used to, I guess, really not work well with my skin was the circular motion thing. And I didn't realize that I was actually messing up my foundation and making things worse by doing circular motions. When I was younger, I had really oily skin, like worse than I do now. And so doing the circular motion thing just made everything worse. And I didn't even realize it at the time. I just thought it was probably like the foundation, or I was blaming it on the foundation, not even myself. But okay, so now that everything is blended, I patted everything in, okay? I'm going to go in with concealer, and look at how good, you guys, this foundation looks on the skin. It is so luminous and full coverage, and it just looks so good on the skin. I noticed I needed to blend around my nose a little bit more, okay? So there's foundation. Then I'm going to go in with our new concealer. You guys, this stuff is amazing. I'm going to wipe this off. I hate the look of foundation sitting on my lips. Okay, so what I'm going to do, this is our new foundation. This is in Charlotte, so that's actually a shade down from my foundation. This is the applicator. I literally just apply that much and voila. Now, like I said, we had the foundation on first, but we didn't use it too far up under the eyelid, right? And this is why. I didn't want a whole bunch of product piling up under my eye. So here is the concealer. Look how simple that was to blend out. I just use my kabuki brush again. So many people will take a damp beauty blender and blend it, but I just like to go in with a kabuki brush. Now, whatever I have left over, I will just kind of work in little areas of my face. Make sure everything is really blended, okay? So concealer, foundation, it is all on. Now, what I am going to do, this is a new routine, is I'm going to go in with the damp beauty blender. I really don't go in with damp beauty blenders because I don't want to add more moisture onto my skin when I am oily. So what I'm going to do is, the only reason I am doing this is I am going to go through and just make sure everything is flawlessly blended, okay? I don't want any harsh lines, and so what I'm doing is I'm just going to go through and make sure everything is nice and blended. And I will do this after I contour as well, okay? And so my tip for this, if you are going to use a damp beauty blender and you're oily, make sure you run it underneath your sink, your water. Really squeeze it out. Take it in a towel and squeeze it again. This is damp, but it is not soaking wet, okay? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to contour. You guys, this thing is amazing. I've been with Younique now for almost 2 years, and I just got this thing, and I'm like, I don't know why I didn't get it sooner. But this is called the Sculpting Trio. This is in the shade Light. I'm going to show you guys how awesome this thing is. So, when you open it up, it has the little areas of where you're going to apply each of these. Now, I haven't really messed with these two yet. I've been really using this for my contour. When you order this, you also get this brush, okay? So I'm going to take a little bit on this angled, and then I like to kind of tap it off onto this plastic, because I don't want a whole bunch to start off. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in right here from the top of my ear, and I'm going to come straight down like so. Okay, now we have different colors in this Sculpting Trio, and I got the light shade. I did not get anything darker than the light palette because I am so fair. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't getting something that was going to be too much for me, okay? So there is that little area sculpted out. Now, if you want to make it thicker, you can. It's up to you. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm also going to take a little bit right here. Now, I don't take a lot up here. I just use a little bit. I am going to add some bronzer here in a little bit as well. So that's why I just use a little bit there. Whatever I have left over, I will kind of just work right here on the jawline, and then we're going to blend. Now, I don't use this brush to blend. I actually have, you guys, I'm just dropping all sorts. I actually have a little kabuki brush, and it's this one that I use to blend everything out. Now, when I come down here to the contour, I just basically dab, you guys, and that is it. And that is how I get that to blend out. Now, voila. It's taken me a while, you guys, to get into contouring. And the reason being is because I have acne scars that obviously are covered up very well from this foundation. but I was just so nervous to ever contour because of those scars, and I didn't want to really make them pop out or anything like that, and they really don't. Because you have that foundation, because you have this sculpting trio on top, everything is really covered, okay? Now remember, we added some down here, so we're going to make sure we really blend out. Now, bear with me, okay? Because I know, you guys, are you kidding me? There goes something else. I don't know what I was going to say. I'm going to add just a little bit more right there, and then I'm just going to blend it. I felt like this side had just a little bit more of contour, so I just applied a little bit more, okay? What I was going to say is bear with me because this is not how long it normally takes. I am actually physically walking through this whole process with you guys, and so this is obviously going to take a little bit longer when I am walking through everything. Okay, so do you see the dimension? I have the contour, I have the highlight, and then I have the foundation, and it's just really coming together. Now, this is my favorite step to the makeup foundation routine. I'm going to take my translucent setting powder, tip it upside down. I take a beauty blender that is not damp. You guys, it is key that it is not damp, okay? I'm gonna take this, I'm going to press it in to my translucent setting powder, and I'm going to set my whole face, the whole area. Now, the reason I do this is because, like I said, I am oily, and you guys, look how flawless. God, that looks good, right? Like I said, I am oily, and so I have to really be careful. Even when I add creams in the areas that I'm not oily, I have to be careful because it will make me oily, okay? So, translucent setting powder everywhere. And look at it. Isn't that just so flawless? You guys, it is amazing stuff, okay? So now that I've done that, we did the contour, the foundation, all of those things, I'm going to bronze a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this right here. This is actually not a bronzer. This is actually a pressed powder, and it is what I use for my bronzer though. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over those little areas that I just applied some contour, and I'm going to kind of just touch them up a little bit, make them a little bit more bolder, come down in here and just kind of bronze to make everything really stand out. I feel a hair, I have a mirror behind me, I'm trying to get it off. I don't know where it's at. Isn't that so good, you guys? So literally some people will just leave this as be. Don't add any blushes or anything like that, but I'm going to. So gonna go in with this blush. My lid is broke, so this is what it looks like. This is in Seductive. I just pick up a little bit on a blush brush. I'm going to apply it right there on the apples of my cheeks and bring it up a little bit. Okay. You guys, isn't that, it's just coming together and it looks so flawless and so good. Okay. Now I am going to highlight. This is our highlighter. This is in the shade Iridescent. Now this is super light. Okay. And I'm just going to take a little brush and I'm going to apply some highlight, you guys. Isn't that so pretty? Now we have multiple different shades. Iridescent is not the only one that we have. If you are not as fair as I am, then I would suggest adding or going a little darker on the highlight. So this is my foundation routine. Now that I am done with everything, I've set it with a setting powder. I've done the blush, the bronzing, the contouring, added some more bronzer, all of that. It's so fun and so pretty. I'm going to set this. I'm going to go in again with this all-nighter setting spray and set. And my makeup will not move, okay? It is just that good, you guys. Now, we could just stop here, but because I haven't done anything to my lower lash line, I am going to apply a little bit of eyeshadow to my lower lash line. All I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with these two shades right here. I'm going to pick up a pencil brush and I'm going to just blend this out on my lower lash line. You want to be really gentle on that lower lash line. Make sure that you're not harsh with it, because that area can get really choppy really quick, okay? Like really choppy. So what I like to do is just go in and gently add a little bit of color. And look how good that looks, you guys. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the Twisted mascara. And I'm just going to use the littlest brush that comes in the mascara and apply a little bit of mascara on that lower lash line, okay? You guys, my foundation looks flawless, like flawless. And I'm up close and personal with this, and it looks just so good. Now, if you want, you can go in and add a little bit more mascara to your top eyelashes. Make sure everything looks just really good and full, put together, everything. And that is it, you guys. That's the foundation routine. I'm going to do my lips as well with you guys since we're sitting here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with a dark lip liner, okay? This is like a dark. This is a dark maroon. And I'm going to line my lips like so. Like I said, I have a mirror behind me, so I'm looking at that too. And what you can do, once you fill your lips in, you can actually come in and just lightly fill in that area a little bit. Give it a little bit of an ombre. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with Snarky. I'm going to add just a little bit because I don't want too much of this. Like that's a really thin coat, okay? Then what I'm going to do, I think I dropped my concealer, so that's not going to work. But what you can do at this point is you can ombre it out if you want and really add a little bit of lightness to the center. What we can do is add some highlight. So what I'll do is I'll pick it up and add it right here. So if you don't have concealer, like mine just fell, you can just go ahead, add a little bit of highlight to your center lip, both up and bottom, and it looks so good. So you guys, that is my foundation routine. That is what I'm working with right now. It combats the oil, full coverage. It will hang out all day long with no oil breaking through, and it just holds so good. So if you're interested in anything that I talked about, let me know. I know this was a little bit of a lengthy video, but I wanted to really show you guys what I've been doing for my foundation, especially because I have oily skin, and that's sometimes hard to work with and a way to get your foundation to last is sometimes hard to figure out. So you guys, this is it. And doesn't it look flawless and so good? Okay. Hope you guys have a good day. Bye guys.